Right, listen up. I've got 3 massive bits of Celtic news for you today, and trust me, the last one is the real jaw-dropper. We're talking ambition being called out, a long-term transfer target heating up again, and, well, the final story might just have you shouting at the screen. So stick with me right to the end, smash that subscribe button, and let's get this green and white fire all over YouTube. Listen, you and I both know this isn't just another quiet summer. This feels like waiting for the kettle to boil when the gas is barely on. Andy Walker's come out swinging, saying what's been sitting in the back of your mind. Where's the ambition? Brendan's got 1 year left on his deal. The Champions League playoff with Kairat Almaty is just around the corner, and we're still standing in the transfer window like a guy staring at the last pasty in the bakery, hoping but not moving. Rodgers is out there smiling, saying he's focused on success, but you can't help but notice the silence from upstairs. It's like they're trying to win a cheerlet without a fiddle. You might still dance, but it's going to feel empty. And across the city, Sevco are flapping about, pretending they're raising the bar, while we're acting like staying 1 step ahead of them is enough. Walker reckons he'd be amazed if we don't sign anyone. I'd be more than amazed. I'd be worried about whether the board's aiming for Lisbon 67 spirit or just a safe jog to the finish line. You've got to wonder, mate, if the suits don't back Brendan now, when it really matters, are they quietly planning for glory? Or are they happy to just keep us slightly better than them from Govan? Hit like, smash that subscribe, and let's make sure this video lands in front of every Celtic daft mate you've got. Well now, this is starting to feel like one of those long-running Celtic transfer sagas where you've been hearing the same tune for months, but you're still waiting for the chorus to hit. Michel-Ange Balikwisha. The same lad we've been chasing since last summer, even sniffing around him in January, looks like he could finally be edging closer to paradise. Royal Antwerp's boss admitted last year we'd been talking. The player himself came out in February and said we'd made a concrete offer, but an injury scuppered the move. Now here we are, August in our face, Champions League playoffs looming, and guess what? He's in the last year of his contract and has no intention of signing a new one. He's basically telling Antwerp, cheers for the memories, but I'm off. Reports say we're the most concrete option, which is a rare thing in the transfer rumor swamp, and we've slapped an offer on the table. Trouble is, it's apparently not quite what the Belgians want. They paid €5.5 million for him back in 2021 and want to claw most of that back. So it's down to whether the board want to pay the going rate or if we're about to watch another target slip away while we haggle over pennies. So tell me this, if Balikwisha is sitting there ready to go and we've been after him for over a year, what's the excuse if we don't get this done? Hit like, smash that subscribe, and let's make sure this video lands in front of every Celtic daft mate you've got. Ismaila Soro. Remember when we thought he might be the next midfield enforcer to boss the middle at Paradise? Signed for £2 million by Neil Lennon back in 2020, came in with a bit of bite, and for about 4 matches under Ange, you thought, right, we've got something here. But then, puff, vanished from the picture quicker than a Rangers fan after a Celtic treble. Now here he is, back in Scotland, not in the hoops, but training with Falkirk, a free agent after being released by Beitar Jerusalem, and it sounds like their gaffer, John McGlynn, is having a wee look at him. Quite the fall from European nights to a trial spell with the Premiership's new lads. You can't fault his tenacity. The lad never shied from a tackle, but truth be told, Soro never looked like the man to run a Celtic midfield, and when Ange saw enough, that was that. Loaned to Portugal, back with no deal, and now chasing a contract elsewhere. Here's the thing though, does it sting you even a wee bit? Now, knowing a player we once paid millions for is now basically looking for a gig anywhere in Scotland, or do you just shrug and say, it was never meant to be. Hit like, smash that subscribe, and let's make sure this video lands in front of every Celtic daft mate you've got